We have an important one today because we're changing and we have to deeply understand why we're changing and what we could do to navigate this Heinrich metamorphosis stage of our everyday lives. Yeah. So you might have stumbled onto this message and you might be eating a lot less, and you almost have to manage how you eat. Our bodies are changing. We're going to learn about this on a very deep level today, and how we can approach our new way of eating during this time period. And we're going to get more and more specific as the year goes on. So if you're new to the channel, I'm Michael. I discuss the ascension journey and I make it relevant for everyday life people. So, you might have said, you know what, I'm eating a lot less. Is that you? You could let us know in the comments. If you're on the live stream, you could hit some stars to confirm, because you're turning into a beautiful star. For many years, I've shared that the solar flash is an inside job. You're not going to be able to hold on to anyone or anything. You are going to have to go through it. Okay, I recently did a video. I will link that video at the end of this live stream. The only way out is through. Today, we're going to be focusing on the first aspect of maybe why we are eating less. How do we navigate eating less? Because there's so many changes, and we have to, when we have a deeper understanding about the changes that we're going through. These are the birthing days, Jen, absolutely. And sometimes your midsection can be so swollen that it looks like you're giving birth as well. But we're going to talk about efficiency. We're going to talk about how to approach it, and know that everything carries a vibrational signature. Everything, we're becoming more energy and less matter in a sense. And, you could be up in the clouds and say, oh, I got an infinite amount of energy. But on a daily basis, operating out of this vessel, there's only so much that we can accomplish on a daily basis. Once again, there's so many changes going on, bodily changes, system upgrades, okay? All your systems, if you're familiar with the Schumann resonance, okay? Biological systems. Do you have systems? Do you have a digestive system, right? A nervous system. These are things that we have been discussing and will continue to discuss on our evolutionary journey. These systems, they are changing, and it requires a lot of energy, okay? So why you might be eating less and how to work with it. So as the body is changing, there's a lot of swapping out of the old for the new. Okay, so we're actually, and this is actually happening at an accelerated rate. A lot of you might be noticing this. In the previous part of life, some of you might know this already. Every 7 years, like all of the cells of your body, within 7 years, you're brand new, right? So this is actually, think of it like this is happening at an accelerated rate as the energy is rising. What are things that are tangible that we could actually look towards? You know that the solar flares have been increasing. You know that the Schumann resonance frequency has been increasing. You have to swap out the old for the new. So the first thing you got to understand, okay? Maybe we have this extreme pressure in order to assist us in the getting us in a mode for fasting. Autophagy is the body's natural way of swapping out some of these old cell parts, the old cells. And on my journey, I have a lifestyle where intermittent fasting is part of my journey now. And this really happened over a year ago. I basically stopped eating breakfast. It's the most important meal of the day. How many people on this live stream maybe don't eat breakfast anymore? You break your fast, breakfast, you break your fast later in the day, not the second you get up in the morning. I'm very productive, okay? If you're new to the channel, please click that subscribe button. Double check you're still subscribed. I keep you motivated every single day, all year long. I'm here to serve the people. And I am a reflection, I'm a lighthouse. I call it done by noon. I'm up early, I'm doing my work. I am doing my work here. I'm gonna do training. Sometimes you have to go food shopping, and I try to be done by 12 o'clock noon. There are some individuals in this world, they might be waking up hungover at 12 o'clock noon. I did a full day. So I'm here to keep you empowered. I'm here to keep you motivated, because this ascension, it ain't easy. It ain't easy ascending. It's totally not. So why are we eating less? If you understand that our body systems are changing, we're swapping out things, there's other things that are going on. Being a person that was into health and wellness and bodybuilding and working out and tearing muscles, you know you have to rest extra, you have to deal with these things. But what happens when the actual, healing needs to go on for maybe your stomach or your intestines, right? Your liver. In the matrix world, we were told, you got to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you have to do the same thing every single day for the rest of your life. It's the only way. How many people were taught that as a kid? You got to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you have to do this every single day for the rest of your life. But actually, there are seasons and cycles. And there, a lot, JD and Grimm, a lot of people have, aren't partaking in the Al Ghul anymore. A lot of people aren't drinking anymore, okay? You have to spend time and focus that energy into healing and changing maybe those organs. Because there's a tremendous, and you got to know this, okay? There is a tremendous amount of energy that goes towards digestion. So if you're eating heavy meals, that energy has to actually digest the food instead of doing the changes. Our body is very smart. If you're in tune with nature, if you're getting back to the natural way, the proper way, you are now taking that energy and okay, instead of eating 3 meals a day or 6 meals a day, I used to eat 6 meals a day in my training, but actually eating only in a window of time and allowing the body to do what it needs to do, little by little. On the course of my journey, especially over the past 2 years, sometimes I did long-term fasting, and sometimes, most days, I do intermittent fasting. So you have to know yourself. You have to know thyself. Why don't you write that in the comments? Know thyself. And this is a message that's going to help a lot of people, especially, number one, if you are realizing, hey, you know what? I'm eating a lot less. These are natural things. We're all over the world, okay? And people are saying, you know what? I speak to my friends in the gym, and he's like, yeah, I can't eat as much as I used to. A lot of us are eating less. So, we have to think about, number one, the changes. Number two, efficiency. Write the word efficiency. Efficiency is going to be a big energy theme this year. Do you know this already? If you are eating nutrient-dense food, you don't have to eat as much. Some of you have heard about empty calories, you know? People with a beer gut, you're drinking, there's a lot of calories, but they're empty. Or if you eat a sleeve of Oreos, there's a lot of calories, but what's happening, okay, click the like button so people hear this. What's happening, you're eating the Oreos, and you are putting calories in, but your body is sending a signal, we don't have enough nutrients, the proper nutrients to actually run this body. So the hunger signal is going back out. So you just ate, you know, half a sleeve of Oreos, but the hunger signal is still there. So you're eating more and you eat more. And if you're eating food that does not have the nutrients in, we're actually eating to obtain nutrients for these changes to occur. Always, you know, naturally, you know, over the years, like I said earlier, a lot of you know this, every 7 years, all of your cells have been swapped out. But we know that there's great change, especially if you're on the ascension journey. Are you on the ascension journey? If you're on this journey, you know that a great change is about to rock this earth like never before. And you got to be prepared. And our bodies know this ahead of time, just like the animals know a storm is coming ahead of time. All animals are able to pick up on vibration and frequency, as Dr. Bruce Lipton says. So you, the person that's tuned into this message, you're focused all the way through because you know this change is important. You're hearing this message. You say, you know what? Yeah, I'm eating a lot less. I can't eat the way that I used to. This ain't my first rodeo, and I'm very blessed to communicate with so many people. How many people you could say, I totally cannot eat the way that I used to? Maybe eating less, maybe eating differently. Focus on efficiency. So if you say to yourself, and actually getting food into my system is important for me because I do train daily. I'm lifting those weights, working on the body building. You need bricks for the brick layers. So what I focus on is eating, number one, eating food that is nutrient dense. I don't eat, there's not one part of the day when I'm eating garbage. Okay? And again, there are times I always like to promote balance in people's everyday life. I did a video. There are certain people out in spiritual land out there. They're far too out there. They develop something called orthorexia. I have a full video on the channel page. You should check it out. Live your life with balance, you know. So maybe if it's the holiday, right now it's not the holiday, but you know, you have cheat meals and you know, you could partake in things with the family. But right now, there is not one morsel of food that I'm putting in my body that is not nutrient dense. It is not nutrient dense. Now, you might be a person, and I've done this occasionally. I don't do it all the time. Are you a juicer? Do you juice things? So a lot of people, if you are a person that juices all the time, you know that one of the main parts of the juicing is so you get the nutrients in, get it in the tank, and you're allowing your body to rest because you don't have all the fiber. And all, now the body has to work on digestion. Go back to the beginning of the lesson. Tremendous energy goes towards digestion. So we have to be efficient. We got to get the nutrients in. We don't want to spend so much energy breaking down the food because that energy, and you might say sometimes, right? Especially, I had to eat like light lunches, you know, and if you've ever eaten a very dense lunch, you're like, oh, I'm tired. Let me just take a nap, right? So that's where that comes into play. All right. Have you ever eaten a very dense lunch and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm so full, and you almost want to go to sleep. You almost go into like a tryptophan state where, you know, you're so tired. So we are changing. We are changing rapidly right now. So our system is recalibrating. A lot of energy for that. Changing. Hey, guess what? Hi. Did you have a lot of trauma in your everyday life in the past maybe 4 to 5 years? Did you have more trauma in your life maybe in recent years than you did your whole previous life combined? Let us know in the comments. So these are traumas. This is emotion. What is emotion? It's energy in motion. And these traumas and emotions, they build up, especially in the midsection. They have to go now. You have to say bye. Thank you. Thank you for the memories. Thank you. How you doing? Thank you for the memories, trauma. Thank you for the life experiences, but we have to part our separate ways. You have to leave. You have to evict from the body the traumas, and that's okay. You know, I've been through them. I speak to my friends in the gym. A lot of people magically went through them in the past few years. We went into, so years ago, maybe in high school, you had AP courses, advanced courses. We went on an advanced course. We needed to be prepared. If you're a chosen one, if you are 144 residents, or you could write 144 in the chat. If you're here to build, teach, and lead, if you're here to support the kingdom of heaven on earth, you had to go on an AP course. We took AP courses, okay, accelerated courses, and Uncle Mike is here to assist you. So now we had all our lessons. We had all our traumas. They are getting in the way. We needed them. I'm here to tell you, we needed them. Because you have to learn. You have to see these things. And the more that you learn, the more experiences that you have, now you're refined. Now, I appreciate you, Ginny. Appreciate everyone being here. Thank you for everyone stumbling in. Please click the like button if you just stumbled into this very powerful video that will last. Save this video into your favorites, because these changes, you might start to go through it. Because listen, I went through these things. Me too. I have you know, very small. You might have a small group of friends, and when you're sharing, you're collaborating. That's what we're doing this on a global scale. So let's get this out to 1 million people, because the changes are happening. And when I collaborate with these people, it almost gives me a sense of comfort. Oh, we're all changing, right? Because it's like, you know, your point of homeostasis. If you are crystal clear, if you're cleansed, if you're not in a fog, or you're in the brain fog, if you're in brain fog, if you're riddled with fear, guilt, or shame, those are the lower frequencies. You're not having a conscious and aware experience. When you're having a conscious and aware experience, you know thyself, you know your point of homeostasis, you know how you normally operate, you know how you normally react. And then all of a sudden, something is changed. So it's a little overwhelming. It could be overwhelming. And again, so some of these changes are for good. Some of them are for a season. And I go through waves of this. This has been a very accelerated, say if I look at the big season, right? Remember this, there's the big season, and then there's little seasons as well. So the big season, I have eliminated, I basically, very rarely, but I never eat before 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And since that point, sometimes I'll get 3 meals in that window of time, 2 meals or 1 meal, or sometimes I'll do a 48-hour fast. It depends on the mini seasons. Oh, because there's something that's going on in the body. It says, I need a little extra space. I need a little extra. We're going to deal with this right now. We're going to move this, or we got to move these traumas around. We got to swap out these cells right now. There were times I would go like a month or longer After the workout, I'm sweating in the sauna, still in the fasted state. Right now, I haven't really been doing it. I'm not called to do it. I'm listening. I'm saying, okay, now I really have to dig. You got to really get in there. You got to really deal with the changes. Sometimes no. Okay? Our hard wiring is changing for a new electric current to come in. If you're using the old hard wiring, it is one of my very first videos, the preparation to accept. And that's what we're going through right now. The hard wiring is changing. And again, we still don't know how are we going to operate a year from now. How are we going to operate a year from now? But some of us are feeling it right now. Maybe you're just starting to get into this. You're eating less. The hard wiring is changing. If you take the Tesla model of life, of the universe, thinking in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, you will understand the changes. You will understand true ascension. You know what we're going through right now. You will understand the great solar flash. The link will be at the end of this video. If you just think of this as a physical world and that's it, it's going to be difficult. If you think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, you're on the way up. We're on the way up. So you have to realize that I need to get nutrients in. This is what I do, okay? And I know, I am not able to eat 5 meals a day, 6, that was the old model. So I know I got to eat less. I have to eat the proper foods. This is on me. We cannot do true ascension with a victim mentality. Will you please smash the like button so people will hear that truth? You might be on your journey and you've realized this. There's a lot of people, I'm going to take a mushroom, I'm going to do this, I'm going to hold a crystal, I'm going to do... You have to take ownership of your changes. So I know that I have to make, I can't be eating a sleeve of chocolate chip cookies. I can't do it. I can't do these things. So I know when I sit down to eat, it's got to be nutrient dense food, and you got to get the right supplements. And the main one, I've been discussing this. I know a lot of people know this. Other people are talking about it. We're just paying it forward. Appreciate you, Sam. Big Sam. I appreciate you, Sam. Magnesium. And we just talked about this recently. Magnesium, and again, you gotta, when you're dealing with supplements, you got to get the better supplements in. You can't be, it's just a multivitamin, it's cheap, it's $19, and I get all the supplements in one, and it might not be the best stuff. So you have to you have to learn, you have to study, you have to listen to the body. And just like the food, I've been sharing about this, you might go through a time period where you're eating this food, then that one. You have to stay focused on maybe the, because Dolores Cannon spoke about this. People at this time will develop more of a liquid diet. And she spoke, she was like literally like a prophet about this time. If you know Dolores Cannon, if not, you could, and she said, you could look her up. And she said, people of this time will develop more of a liquid diet. And I'm really liquids until later in the day. Because I also know when you digest and you eat the food, it kind of slows me down a little bit. Cheryl Murad, thank you so much for the support. I'm very grateful for you, Cheryl. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. These changes can be overwhelming. We are changing. A lot of people, they look at the ascension symptoms, and it is difficult to go through change. Change is painful. I want you to smile about the future. Think of joy and happiness. We are changing. We're changing at an energetic place. You are not a cog in the matrix. You are a creator being. That's you. Did you know that you're a creator being? So when you are changing at an energetic level, your body has to shed. You have to shed all the cells. Your friends and family, they shed. The people around you, they shed because they ain't ascending. I'm sorry, it's the truth. Every person is responsible. This is empowerment, not victimhood. And you're going to feel this. Okay, I've been sharing, I do a lot of relationship advice as well. Your dating pool is going to get microscopic. Let's go out for drinks. Let's do this. You're like, what the hell? Can't do it. Can't do it no more. So you're also going to have to find, and so this is, people are falling off your life. But you're in alignment. Even though the people are small, your friends are small, your dating pool is small, whatever it might be, at least they're in alignment. You need quality over quantity. Write it down. You need quality over quantity. Go back to the beginning of the lesson. Same thing with food. So now you eat less food, but you're eating quality food over quantity food. You see how this is all connected? Same energy theme. Less food, but better quality. Less people, but better quality. During this phase. And I could see things, and remember, we're also going into the unknown. These are uncharted waters. Uncharted waters, light warriors. Remember, I was out by the stream. I said we're going to navigate uncharted waters. I keep receipts on this channel. I leave this channel as a beacon of light, of authenticity. Will you please click that subscribe button? I appreciate that. If it resonates with you, please click that like. Take a quick second if you joined the live. No, uncharted waters. That's where we're headed. So this is how we have to live. You can't have a 5-year plan. Once again, you cannot have a 5-year plan. Those that are taking the true journey know this. You can, if you try, go, okay, you go. Go make a 5-year plan. Probably within 3 months, you'll be like, I can't do this 5-year plan no more. The change is happening at an exponential rate. Exponential rate. Changing faster and faster. Joy and happiness is where we're headed. This time period, there are two. So why is it doubly? I do feel like we will be able to eat again. We're going to be able to eat again. But what is happening is both healing and upgrading. Once again, what is happening is healing and upgrading. Those that are very in tune with God, they know the importance of fasting. So what I'm here to share with all of you, this is not something that is really new, but it is happening for the collective, right? There are people, because most of society, they were disconnected from God. Yeah. Fasting is actually, if you go to the proper way, the natural way, fasting to go through these changes, it is part of the journey. You can't sit there sloshing down. I'm going to slosh down the sugary alcohol, drinks, whatever, go out, party, do all this stuff. And again, we are going to be partying. We are going to have joy and happiness. But this is where the actual work, the quote-unquote sacrifice comes from. I shared this. I did a very powerful video in the gym. True ascension. You can't fat burner this stuff away. Smash the like button if that's the truth. There's no quick fix to this. This is the true ascension journey. You can't fat burner it away. It's the truth. Jill Warsaw, 1111. I appreciate you. Anyone want to join me in a liquid Lent smoothie, shakes, and juices? Let's heal together, light warriors. I appreciate you, Jill. You know, I grew up in the church. I always remembered Lent, and it always, number one, it seemed interesting to me. Number two, I said, this is my everyday life. I never needed Lent to maybe, not eat desserts. I know that's a big thing. Is that something that you do? You say, oh, it's Lent, so I have to give up this dessert or so on and so forth. That's really, Lent is a good teacher to develop good routines and rituals. And then then it becomes all year long. You don't need it just for Lent. So I hope that is also helpful for you. This is just how I'm wired. That's just how I'm wired. These are good tools. Everything's a tool. So whatever it might be that you use, you utilize, remember, there are different modalities to help you get to where you go. Ready? Ready? You cannot have a babysitter to stand next to you to make sure you're doing all the things. You have to do it yourself. In the new earth, I'm on the new earth. I don't need a boss to tell me to do my work. I do my work because I'm driven to do the work. You see how this is playing out? I don't need a babysitter to tell me to eat right. I don't need a babysitter to tell me to do work. I work. I'm ready to do the work. I'm motivated to do the work. I don't need a boss to tell me. And all of a sudden, now you're in creator mode. All of a sudden, now you're in creator mode. What is actually happening is a shift from a life of obligation to a life of vocation. Why doesn't everyone, 1,000 people, write that in the comments? We have shifted from a life of obligation to a life of vocation. I studied at St. John's University. I've shared this before. I took theology. Back in the day, I didn't realize how big those classes were going to affect my life. Otto, thank you so much for the support. A quality of life over a quantity of stuff. Quality of life, your job, your relationship, this time you spend with people. It's got to be a quality of life. Everything. And again, you go through this period of shedding, you're pruning. I talked about it the other day. I have a beautiful, beautiful plant, peace lily, forgot the name. I love it. It makes these beautiful white flowers. I am like God to that plant because God prunes. That plant is locked in that pot. So I have to go there. And maybe at first it's, oh, you're cutting the dead, because those peace lilies, those beautiful white flowers, they last for a little bit of time and they're on the plant and they're just dead. And if I don't prune it, it's not gonna harvest again. So we go in there, we cut, we clean, do it, be preemptive. Have your house in order. Watch that video. Okay? Have your house in order. We cut, we clean, we prune, we work. I move in the image of God. I move in the image of God. Interesting. I saw it again. Please click the like button. And if you did click the like button, see if it's still clicked. So strange what's going on right now. A lot of you are seeing it. And if the channel resonates with you, please hit that share button. Share this channel. All we could do is show up every day and move forward. And that's how you're able to perform in inopportune conditions. It's so wild. It's so wild. Listen, I have the same frustrations that a lot of you have, and we'll have to have a prayer at the end of this one today. We're going to have a prayer, 5D consciousness. I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone being here. This is a grassroots movement and channel. It's grassroots. It is through the people. There is no fancy company here. It's just us. I'm just a regular guy, just like all of you. And so that is the difference of a life of obligation versus a life of vocation. Some people are in relationships for obligation. Some people are going to report into a matrix job because of obligation. But if you have vocation, oh baby, different vibe with a person, different vibe. Watch my video on attracting true love. Is it cold? Jill, is it cold over there? You want to attract true love or true abundance? Is it, Rebecca? Hit 555. We're live. Hit me 555 if you hear me crystal clear. We're headed to the fifth dimension. You will attract these things when it's vocation over obligation. And we're going to stay focused on that. I'm actually not obligated to do anything. It's a beautiful place to be. It's vocation. When you do this, when you're in alignment, your needs are met. God will send complete strangers. You should watch that video. God will send complete strangers so that you can get this done. It's true. I know it's cold today, CC. That's why we got the hoodie back on. Did the temperature drop by you? We're just hanging out, talking about this changes in the world, right? Weird anomalies. It goes from like 80 to 45 in a day. I know it's wild. But there's a lot of healing. There's a lot of upgrading. I want to refer you to my rest and digest video. You might be called to rest and digest. Whatever rest is and digest what process what you've been through over the past few years. With a sense of urgency, our bodies are saying, because we know intuitively, big change is about to hit this earth, this world, this reality, wherever we are. That trauma, that stuff, you have to digest what you lived through. You have to really process it and get it out. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Tonight on Patreon, we're going to be hosting a live stream. We all collaborate together. The link is in the description. I'm very grateful for those that join Patreon. You could also join Patreon for free. And a lot of because I'm always referring to old videos, it allows me to reshare those videos and communicate with those that are on this journey. Link to Patreon is pinned below in the description. We have Facebook, brand new Facebook and TikTok's up. Brand new Facebook and TikTok. So hit me up on Facebook and TikTok and visit the channel page. And I'm so grateful for all of you. We are processing daily, Justine. Yeah. Think of joy. Smile. Smile about the future. Even though it's a little tough. Even though it's a little tough. We have to go through these things. Everyone wants change, but do they want to actually do that change? Do they want to be the change in the world? Oh, it's good. I'm seeing there's a lot of divine, and that's the synchronicity of finding family and community. And that's why, seriously, I'm so grateful when you actually share the videos, that share button, because that's how we find. So we can find each other on TikTok. Some of us found each other on Facebook. Some of us find each other on YouTube. I know that, even social media sometimes has a bad rap. But again, it's about what it's used for. I shared this a long time ago. Are you scrolling or are you rolling? Very powerful things, but what are you using them for? Are you using them to improve your everyday life? Are you wasting your everyday life? Are you paying attention to nonsense? Drama. Save the drama. And you probably, your body feels this. You have zero tolerance for drama. And that goes to the nervous system reset. I have a full video on the nervous system changes. Link is in that first playlist. Go to that first playlist. Okay, are you scrolling or are you rolling? I appreciate you all. I'll see you tonight on Patreon, and we'll be back on tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Please click subscribe. You could even, there's a lot of weird things going on. You could set an alarm on your phone. You could call it the Our Everyday Lives notification, an alarm for 9 a.m. Eastern. So you will get a notification. There will always be a daily video. Just know that, okay? So we're gonna have to figure out a way. We'll figure out a way. I appreciate you all. It's my honor to show up every day. And I know a lot of people are experiencing this. I really hope that this video helps you, because honestly, it was so strange for me, like, because I had I'm in this mindset, especially being into health and fitness and lifting weights. I'm like, but I can't eat. But I'm here to tell you, I'm pretty much stronger while eating less, even though I'm quote unquote older than I was before. So if you want to, I did a full video on reverse aging. You should check it out. If you want to improve your everyday life, physically, mentally, and spiritually, just hit that subscribe button and take the journey. And we're gonna keep you empowered. We're gonna keep you focused. We're gonna keep you motivated. Make this the year. Make 2025 the end of the old and the beginning of the new. 999. It's over, kid. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going. I love you all. Bye for now. Hughes, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Hughes. You got me right at the end. Thank you, Hughes.